Hello, Davis families. How are you? My name is Kevin Griffin, and I am your student's language arts teacher, teaching basically reading and writing. Um, we're supposed to tell a little bit about ourselves. My mother gave birth to me. Shocking, I know. And ever since then, I've been getting older.
That's all I have to say about that.
Actually, there is one thing probably that you should know. I'm married to a math teacher, a family of teachers, and I have a son who is a senior in high school this year. And yes, I tell him every day he needs a haircut, and every day he laughs at me. He's kind of stubborn, like his grandmother. Maybe you have one of those. So, when I talk about reading and writing are both skill based. So, what I mean by this is in order to become a better reader, you have to read. In order to become a better writer, you have to write. So, I equate a lot of this during class. I talk to the kids. It's kind of like being an athlete. If you want to become a better basketball player, you can't just watch YouTube videos and become a better basketball player. At some point in time, you got to go outside and pick up a basketball. If you want to become a better cellist, at some point in time, you actually have to pick up a cello and start practicing. So now I want to talk about the importance of reading and the expectation that we have and why we need to read so much. Okay, so I'd like to look at a study that was put out a few years ago about the impact of reading every day. And basically, what this study did was it correlated the number of words that a student reads every year along with the number of minutes that they read on a daily basis. So, student one only reads about 1 minute a day, not very much. What the researchers found was this equates to about 8,000 words per year, and that this student typically scores in about the 10th percentile of standardized tests. Student 2 increases their time by only 4 minutes, so they read a total of 5 minutes every day. They now expose themselves to 280,000 words per year, which is the equivalent of about 12 full school days. And just this 5 minutes now puts them in the 50th percentile on standardized tests. Now, the third student reads 20 minutes a day. And again, this is a book of their choice. It's not something that their teacher has to give them. It's just something that they pick up because they want to read. 20 minutes a day gets this student exposed to 1.8 million words per year. That's the equivalent of 60 full school days, and that puts them in about the 90th percentile on standardized tests. Now, I'm not like one just to do things because of standardized testing, but we also know that reading, obviously, it increases their reading ability, it increases their comprehension, their vocabulary, their overall academic performance, that is, in all classes, their overall general knowledge about the world, and empathy. And I hope we can all agree that this world needs a little bit more empathy nowadays. A few summers ago, I went to a workshop about brain development. It was specifically talking about the neurosequential model. And I want to pass along a little bit of the information that I got from that workshop because, quite honestly, that workshop changed not only the way that I interact with my students, but even with my own son. So, one of the things that was in that workshop was just that they've found that the human brain isn't fully developed really until someone is about in their mid 20s. So that means that your teenager, your middle schooler, their brain is not fully developed yet. One of the characteristics of this is that students might be impulsive and they do things without thinking. So, if maybe you can think back to a time when you remember that you did something maybe you wished you should have, or maybe like in retrospect, you're going like, that seemed like a good idea at the time. What it is when you ask your student, why did you do that? And they say, I don't know. That's actually a very honest answer. Okay, their brain isn't fully developed, and sometimes they can't comprehend what they have done or what the consequences are or why they should be doing what they're doing. So, this is where our job becomes very important. We need to steer them in the right direction until their brain is more fully developed. Sooner the better, in my book, right? So what we need to do is we need to have a lot of patience. We need to talk to them. We need to establish routines and good habits. So one of the books I've read since taking that workshop is called The Teenage Brain. Frances Jensen. I highly recommend it. She has all kinds of good stuff in here about brain development and how to interact with your child. Another very good book is The Seven Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Again, habits, especially in this online environment. It is essential that the kids get into a good routine where they wake up, they check Schoology, and they have a plan. And that's another thing that I'm going to say to the kids a lot throughout this year. Have a plan. Have a plan. If you don't have a plan, then it's just a dream. When you have a plan, you can get things done. So, um, I would like to thank you for watching my video. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I am really looking forward to meeting your sons and daughters coming up here next week, and hopefully I get to see all you soon too. Thank you.